here, and we have another interesting topic to discuss on the show today. We purposely put this show together to x ray certain characteristics of the youth life and the challenges, the victories, the confusion, if you say so, and there's several factors that make up for the youth life. Like we say, it's a time of exploration, it's a time of discovery, it's a time to set expectations and necessarily just build the bedrock of what will be one's life. And it continues for a very, very long time. So, in our last edition of the program, we started with introducing results. And for those of you students listening to us, a lot of you kind of thought, this is, are we talking about what is pasted on the board after an examination? Well, of course not. Results are, like we said before, are outcomes from various life expectations, of course. And in our topic the last time out, we talked about chasing failure, a very notorious topic that didn't make sense at all at some point. But at the end of our conversation, we made a lot of sense that failure as a factor is not the end of it all. It is a necessary step to take in the journey of life. Now, today we'll be discussing a very sharp contrast, or we're taking a look at a very sharp contrast to failure. And today we'll be talking handling success. Well, it's a very full studio this morning, but it will just be the two of us talking today. My co host Belinda is currently not with me today. She sends her regards and hopes we have a good show. So we are joined by our returning guest for this particular topic. It's none other than Farm Amara. I'm not going to go with her full name today. She's an influencer, and we're going to help those her algorithm today to just refer to her by her social media name. So, Farm Amara, welcome, and it's good to have you with us again.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Oh, wonderful. How has it been so far?
Well, it has been interesting with work.
Disappointing, exciting,
Exciting, of course.
ecstatic. I follow you now very closely, and I kind of loved what happened yesterday. Was it yesterday when you got that surprise package that you decided
Ah,
to share with the world?
yeah. I was at work yesterday, and I
Mm,
went through a friend's status,
yeah.
and I saw small chops and chicken and the rest in a box and picture of it, and I started craving small chops
And then,
and then I just posted it on my status, and I wrote cravings, and suddenly somebody just saw it and placed an order. And I got a call yesterday. I was like, "You have a package from Lagos." I was like, "From Lagos," and they said it's
wow,
from Shola. I was like, "Who is Shola? I don't know any Shola."
are you kidding?
So I think the person just you're like, "Okay, you're working in this hospital," and the
Mm-hmm.
person just sent the delivery to my spot.
Wow.
And I was just shocked, and I was like, "Okay, dreams actually come true."
Not
Actually,
just dreams. I mean, it's not like you slept or you dreamt about it. You saw it, you desired it, you put it out there, and boom, it came to you straight away. I think
I
that just works in line with what we're about to talk about
yeah,
success, right?
yes.
All right. So, yes, I believe there is so much to talk about. And of course, that is just one aspect of it. We will be x raying the nuances and, those highs and what success is actually and what to do in times of success. A lot of times people talk about failure and how to avoid it. Nobody actually talks about what to do with success. But that's what we're going to be looking into today, and we hope to have a good time and get everything we have to say off our chest. It's the Youth Hub on Go Uni Radio 106.9 FM. We'll be taking a very short music break. When we come back, we will get right into the matter. Stay with us. We are the heartbeat of dialogue. Welcome back to the Youth Hub here on Gouni Radio 106.9 FM. You just listened to Written in the Stars by Tiny Temper. Well, just a reminder to all our listeners that this is currently streaming on Facebook. So go to our Facebook and look for Go Uni Radio. That is GO Uni Radio. You can like the page and then you can join us in listening to what we have to talk about today. The topic is handling success, and my guest is the lovely Fam Amara. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. How did that feel?
Wow, it felt amazing actually.
I mean, for someone with YouTube aspirations and all that, you finally have now this is not
I
a
think
thousand views. You have 1,000 people from all across the world deciding that content from Fam Amara is vital to me. You know what that means?
it means that finally 1,300 and something people are interested in
Oh,
this.
it's now 1,300.
348 to
Oh
be
my
precise.
goodness. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's great. Congratulations on that achievement.
thank you so much.
Your YouTube channel is barely 2 years old,
Yeah, a year plus.
a year plus, and you are already making these strides. I mean, like we talk about these things and in view of other successful YouTubers who started maybe way early 2000 in the early 2010s and all, and you hear some of them say it took me 8 years to get to where I am now. Sometimes one day it took me many, just so many attempts, so many attempts.
You know, one thing, if opportunity meets a ready person,
Yes.
it's like magic.
Mm-hmm.
As at 17th of last.
Was there anything, any kind of like a secret sauce or a recipe that you?
Well, God is the source.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Oh, that's right. So, congratulations. Now
Thank
we
you.
can. This is just falling in line with what we're talking about today,
Yeah.
handling success. To you, maybe to some, 100 is success. Starting out and then getting actively engaging followership to that is to the hundreds of people, to the thousands, to the hundreds of thousands and the likes. But you've hit a milestone right now. A YouTube message, I'm sure you shared it with us, and it's just amazing to see. So, with this in mind, and with so many other things going on around for you, what would you describe as success, just in your words?
Success. For me, success is a continuous growth.
Mm,
There's no fixed point because today's success is tomorrow's stepping stone.
mm.
So for me, success is as long as I have that ability to always touch lives and make an impact, I'm successful.
It being continuous. Um, it's a lot of views on success is usually based on the instant. It's based on the now, like right now, right here. You have 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, you are successful. Something like that. Then you look up, and someone has 10,000 subscribers. Wow. And you look up again, someone has 100,000 subscribers. You look up, someone has a million, someone has 10 million, someone has 100 million, and so on and so forth. So, the fact that you mentioned that is a continuous process, generally speaking, success is not just pegged at a particular thing. Someone who just finishes school today will be classified as successful. You've successfully completed a course,
True.
all right? And at that point, yes, of course, you've succeeded at something, celebrate it and all that. But I think the crux of the matter now is what to do after success, after a recorded success. Right now, you're at 1,000 views. Would you be aiming for next, based on this threshold of success where you are now?
Of course, from 1,000 subscribers, I'm aiming for 100,000 subscribers.
Ooh,
It looks
straight
like,
away.
oh, Amara, hey, 100,000. But
Come on.
I have that mindset that as long as you can think about it, you can achieve it. Nothing is impossible.
Inspired by your small chop story, eh?
Of
and
course.
and that is it. To be honest, like example, you see this phone right here.
Yeah.
This is a Redmi Note 10. I got this phone in 2021. All right. Here was how it happened. Then I didn't have my phone broke and like it just shattered, and I was like, you know what? I wasn't even looking to go and repair anything because I don't believe in repairs. It's either you want, so take and go and go and do whatever it is.
Just
The
do
only thing
it.
is just make sure my data is wiped off and all that. Now, when that phone broke, this phone just came out at that time in 2021,
Okay.
and I looked at it and I was like, God, this is the phone I want. It was actually a prayer. I remember when I was in school then. I was teaching and I sat in class one day and I was like, God, it's the Redmi Note 10. This 130,000 then.
Mm.
So by my calculations, of course, yeah, I looked at what do I have. Is that an expense I'm ready to make on a
Yes,
phone and
phone,
all that?
yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to do this. I will buy this phone. I will get this phone. I was like, Lord, I just spoke that as a prayer. I wasn't even serious about it as a prayer. Then it was just I spoke in broken. I prayed in broken that I said, God, I need Redmi Note 10, Biko, stuff like that. So that was sometime in April. I remember very vividly. Towards the end of April,
Okay.
May 2nd, I got a call from a friend.
Just
Never
like
talked.
that.
Just got a call from a friend.
Oh my.
And I like to think of myself as a smartphone connoisseur because people come to me to ask, okay, what kind of phone should I get? I told you about my YouTube
Yes,
idea.
yes, yes.
So I get a lot of information about phones, and I can tell people about it, and then peg it against their expectations and their budget, and suggest or recommend that this is the phone they get. So she called me. I was like, I want to buy a phone. I want to buy a phone. I was like, yeah, sure, sure, sure. And after work at 4, so she said I should come to the mall and so help her select a phone. Then I went to the mall and we were like, so I asked her, what are your projections? What do you want the phone to do for you? Are you a camera freak? Are you a memory freak? Are you a battery person? And all of that. And she said, this is what I want, what I want. So I suggested, okay, why not go for, what's your budget, of course? And she was like, oh, I have so amount. It's not like, I already have a smartphone. I just want to get something small that I can be using. I said, okay, fine, then go for something. So I suggested the Vivo for her. And she went and got the Vivo. She went and got the Vivo because she trusted in what I had to say. Then, as she was checking out,
You saw your Redmi, huh?
of course, I could see my Redmi there, but I wasn't ready to buy it at that time.
Okay.
You know what she said? Pick a phone.
You're not serious.
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
I looked,
Just like that.
girl. She said, pick a phone. And I was like, girl, you playing.
You're pulling my legs.
You're
huh?
pulling my legs right now, right? And I was like, pick a phone. And I was like, pick a phone? Look, I'm not like, to show you that I'm serious. Like, I went to pick my Redmi Note 10 Pro. Then I picked up this phone and I was like, you think I'm joking? This is the phone I'm going. If you look, stop this playing. I dropped it back. Is that the one you want? I said, uh-huh. At that point, I was like,
Oh God, I see what you're doing for your son. And I tap into this blessing.
immediately she asked them to bring the phone. Brand new phone from her. And I stood there stupefied, just watching the event play out before my eyes. And I was like, oh my, where am I going with all this story?
Yeah.
It starts with the imagination.
Exactly.
It starts from within you. There is nothing. It's like what I used to tell people, that there is nothing you want outside. There is nothing you need outside that doesn't come from within you. You were once an infant, a small girl, a baby or so, but everything. In fact, you were once a cell inside a woman's body, and then you metamorphosed to become a baby. You became a toddler. You became an infant. You became an adolescent. You became a young adult, as they put it this way, and now here we are today. There was never a time where you go to, okay, I think I have grown now. Let me go to the market and buy hands that I will fix a big person's hands, or let me go and maybe. There is nothing that about you that you have to go and get from the external. Everything is growing out from within you, and is being projected out there.
Yeah.
So everything that you need to do, whether to succeed or essentially for the journey of life, is from within.
That's true.
And the more you keep seeing it, the more you keep imagining it, and the more you keep working with that imagination to achieve that certain goal, that is what it is. So when you tell me that your success That's your definition of success for your the next step you're about to take is that as long as I can imagine that this is I can imagine I can see the 100,000 subscribers.
It's there already.
I can see YouTube sending me that silver plaque right there.
That's
I
it.
believe you 100%. I
Thank
believe
you.
you
Thank
100%.
you.
Now, back to the issue of success. Now, when success comes, a lot of people, it gets into a lot of people's heads.
Yes.
You find someone, that is why there's a famous story of someone who hit the jackpot. I can't remember the amount, but it was a huge amount of money. He won the lottery, hit a huge amount of money. He was a he was a garbage man. He used to clear garbage. This is not in Nigeria, it's
Mm.
somewhere out there.
Yes.
He got, if I'm not exaggerating, about $30 million or something like that. Hit that kind of money. Jesus. But today he's back to picking up the garbage. Yeah. He blew it in a year or two or something. But right now he's back to picking garbage.
Of course.
Now these are the kind of people that we are not prepared for success. So if I could ask you, what do you think is that mindset that people should have before success comes?
Okay. This is like a continuation of the topic we had the other time,
Yeah.
handling failure.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I said that failures, they are those things we call failures, actually build that tough skin for what is about to come, which is success.
Yeah.
So if somebody in his time of failure per se was not able to build that skin and have those qualities to handle success, when the success comes, it will just fly like wind away. It won't stay because you did not, your foundation is not strong enough. You're supposed to have enough failures. Those failures are your foundations. But then you didn't have enough failures. You didn't build a strong foundation, and then when the success comes, you just collapse with it. So one of the foundation first is God. That is number one. You should know that He's your source. That this success I'm experiencing now,
Yeah.
it's not by your power.
Yeah.
It's not by your mind, it's by Him.
Yeah.
He's your source. The difference between you and the person in the garbage is just God. God made you to be there.
Aye.
You could have been the person in the garbage.
grave,
It's
yeah.
not because you studied so much
Mm.
or you have the best degree, you're the most beautiful. It's not because you're the smartest. It's not because you're the most spiritual. No. It's just the grace of God.
Yeah.
That's the difference. If you
Mm.
understand that, it will help subside any kind of pride that can
Mm.
creep into you.
Mm.
Because when you know that I can be the same person on the floor, pride will come down. If not, pride can get to your head.
Mm.
Because when you're successful, everybody is telling you you're a god. You are
Mm.
amazing. You are this. You are that.
And the next thing,
And the
you're,
next thing you
"Oh,
think you're now God.
I'm now here, man."
no, 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 no.
Mm.
When they give you those compliments, you just say thank you. But then you still see yourself like the person on the floor.
Mm.
Because the only person that's making you sit down is God.
Mm-hmm.
Not you. You know on your own you can do nothing.
That's right.
So if you have that mentality, you definitely be able to it's not just attaining success, it's sustaining it.
Mm.
If you can't sustain success,
Mm.
it's better you never rose up to success in
That's
the first
right.
place.
That's
Because
right.
if you were always on the floor and you stayed there, yeah, you can live there, nobody will ever know. But
Mm.
if you rise up
Mm.
and then you fall down,
Mm.
your falling will be massive.
A great will be that
and
fall.
at that point, you are linked to a lot of people.
That's right.
If somebody wants to attack 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, you don't need to go and look for 1,000,000 people. Just look for that one person that is connected to 1,000,000
Million
people,
people.
and you have crushed the whole
The system is down.
system. So you just have to understand that God is your source, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you can do nothing on your own,
Yeah.
and if you have that mindset, pride will not creep in and mess you up.
A very interesting insight into preparation for success. And if I could further buttress on what you've said, before I go there, you're listening to the Youth Hub. We are talking about handling success here in the studio, and we are ready to take your calls. Our lines are open, and we want you to call in and just share your opinion as to what you think is the right mindset towards success. The numbers are 081 88881069, 08188881069, or 080 762 46701, 080 762 46701. All right. So from what you said, the essence of the whole thing is foundation. All right, and I'm not apologetic. I mean, I don't owe apologies, but I will always refer back. The God factor, very, very important. The God factor is so important, and I'm not ashamed to say that even from the Bible provides already that those certain steps. It's like when Jesus says that whoever heeds my word is like the man that built his house on the rock. You see, the teachings that he gave us then was kind of like foundational to, the man can build his house, the man can have a house, but on what foundation is it being built on? So also is success can be attained. I mean, and unashamedly quoting our mutual mentor, Apostle Joshua Selman,
Salman,
says that sometimes the things that are not coming to you are looking for you, or rather, the things you are looking for are also looking for you, but they cannot come to the version of the person that you are right now. You need to grow, you need to become. When we talk about foundations, it is or why success sometimes is not sustained, that a success that is attained but cannot be sustained, is that the wrong mindset are what trail it. It's like someone saying, make a hustle, make a hustle, make a hustle, make a show them pepe. You get
yeah.
that has been the bane of most of these things. There is no right mindset to this success thing. There is no right frame of mind in attaining this very vital and important part of our human lives. The motive that people have towards, or most people rather have towards success, is one of, let me just hit it so that I can blow. It's like the garbage man that says, let this money just come. He bought sports cars, so he was just buying sports cars. And like, a
Liabilities.
part of me was like, why didn't you buy a house, at least real estate? Let's start from real estate. It was just sports cars and hotels and casinos. You see where his mind was. It was all about the flexing. It was just sport cars, casinos, and I don't
And
even think
more
he bought.
liabilities.
I don't think he bought those cars. I think he rented them because he has money.
Oh God.
You can imagine spending nights in hotels. The thing was just flowing out. Nothing was coming back in, and there was no way to even gather the ones that.
Oh no no
It
no.
was just, so that mindset of, make I just want to flex. I don't, so the wrong mindset is actually a stunter to the sustainability of success, just like you said. So, and then of course it inspires pride. Because for the one with the mindset of, make I go show Pepe, the first thing, once money enters, the next thing will be, what is the best, what's the most, what I can get now to show people that I have arrived. Instead of focusing on the importance, instead of looking at, okay, how can I sustain that which I have attained? How can I, like you said, rightly said, it's always to touch lives, and every milestone that you hit is only a stepping stone to do
To
the
the
next
next
one.
one.
To the next. Talk about the no God syndrome, or that there is no God. Do I even begin to talk about that? It's like saying this phone just appeared out of nowhere. It just, is that possible? It was
Impossible.
made by a company called Xiaomi, with the sub company called Redmi, to produce this particular thing that we have. So nothing comes from nothing, I believe. So we as human beings were made for a purpose, and for everything that is made, there is a maker, and that maker is God. So he's a very essential part of success. So acknowledging him, one, and building those solid foundations, the foundations of virtue, morals, and all that, will be the things that are helpful towards attaining or retaining success. We're running out of time.
I was once speaking to one of my mentees,
Okay.
and I was talking to the person. He said that you've been saying you want to succeed, but I don't think you're ready
Mm.
for the success that you want.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? I said, you're not ready.
Mm.
Because if you're ready, there are some things, there are some core things, principles you should have.
Mm.
First, you should have a tough skin.
Mm.
So, like, what do you mean by tough skin? I say, you're the kind of person that if you're being told, hey, you did this like this, you're not supposed to do this like this, you get offended. Imagine this current person, Peter Obi, not
Mm.
having a tough skin. How will he
Mm.
handle all these blows and stones that has been
Oh,
sent to him?
damn.
So, a tough skin should is one of the things you will have
Mm-hmm.
for you to be able to sustain. It's not just about attaining success,
Yeah,
but sustaining success.
that's right.
Because when you get to a point and your success now is linked to a lot of people, you're not just going to let yourself down, but you're going to let the
A lot of
millions of
people
people. So
down.
you can't afford to not
Mm.
sustain that success. It becomes your responsibility.
That is very evident with you, especially attaining up to what you have attained now on YouTube. Right now, 1,300 people are looking up to you.
That's
At some point, maybe some of them have their notifications turned
true.
on,
And
waiting for your next content, your next piece of content, your next information, and all that. So you're not just letting yourself down. It's a lot. So let's talk about refinement. There's this famous story I shared that with you yesterday about the Nokia phone company.
okay.
Nokia as a company thrived in the early 2000s, at the dawn of the mobile phone era. They were famous with the 3310, the 3110, the banana phone. There's so many iterations of, wireless communication. But today, Nokia is nowhere to be found on the map. They have products, they still exist, and they're still there. However, they are not as in demand, they are not in as in they are not in so much demand right now as companies like Apple,
Samsung.
Samsung, even Xiaomi.
Yeah.
Xiaomi, that's, oh my God, the story of Xiaomi is so inspiring, but I won't get into that. It's very inspiring, but let's not get into that. So, part of the ways of sustaining success is refinement. What can you say about that? Getting yourself, reinventing not really reinventing yourself, but staying relevant even while you have attained success.
But you have to keep having value,
Hmm.
evolving.
Yes.
That's one thing I put on my bio on my YouTube channel. I said, watch me evolve.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to keep evolving. You can't be static. The people that made typewriters should come and see laptops now.
That's right. That's right.
So you have to evolve. You can't say,
Mm.
oh, this is the way and this is
Mm.
the only way. No,
Mm.
the way today can be the step tomorrow.
Yes.
So even when you're discovering yourself, you will notice that there are some features that you have now that will help you for where you are going to.
Mm.
So maybe now I'm looking at YouTube. I don't know, tomorrow I may be the next Oprah Winfrey. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be one of those talk show people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that okay, this is me, and I am ready to accept myself, grow from stage to stage.
That's right.
So if you want to sustain success, you have to also understand that yes, I'm going to evolve
Mm-hmm.
step by step. There
Mm-hmm.
is no fixed. Okay, yeah, I have arrived, and
Mm-hmm.
you say you have arrived. The state that someone will pass you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you become history
Mm-hmm.
and living. I get they say this pigeon. They says I get them before, no be property. So
That's right.
you have to evolve
Mm.
when the world is moving like some people before. Oh no, I cannot. Now you can use your phone and do a lot of things, but
That's
it
right.
wasn't like that
It wasn't
before.
like that. Yeah.
So if you want to stay relevant, you have to evolve,
Evolve, and the evolution should be adding value
adding value.
to
As
yourself.
long as you have value, you will always be relevant.
Mm.
Because you check other people, learn from them. What is
Mm.
this person doing
Yeah.
better? I want to learn. There's no need to be envious. Just
Mm.
learn from them. Make yourself better.
Mm.
Accept your wrongs and try to fix them.
Yeah.
Because if you are like, oh, you are what before? What
Mm.
are you now?
Mm.
So that's just it.
Yeah. Very wonderful insight into that because still on this phone matter, um, when Apple came out in 2007 with the original iPhone, 2007, 2008, 2007 with the original iPhone and the form factor. I mean, who would have thought before that you can actually operate a phone without buttons and the Q pad and all of the QWERTY keyboard, style. And then they came out with just a slab of metal and glass, and they're saying it's a phone, and there it has. And then it took off the smartphone era. Nokia tried to follow, but they made a lot of wrong decisions and used the wrong OS and all that. They've just fizzled out. They're still trying to come back and be relevant and so on. So what you said about adding value, staying relevant, evolving is really important. I'd like to thank you once again, Farmer Mara, for your time and your insight. We are almost out of time.
No
It
problem.
has been the Youth Hub here on Go Uni Radio 106.9, and today we've talked about handling success. Remember, it is about your not just attaining the success, but sustaining
Sustaining it.
it. Amazing. And staying relevant
Yes.
is really important. Keep adding value to yourself. Evolve from now to the next. Like I can't wait to see you hit that 100,000. That is the next milestone. I can can almost feel
Definitely,
it, and
definitely, by
that's
God's
that. So
grace.
congratulations on all the success, especially on your influence. And when we were here, we were at about 800 and something subscribers. I
I
think.
was about 200 and something.
No, when you were here last.
Yes, that
At
was on the 17th.
that was 200.
Yeah.
My goodness. Oh, okay. Oh, you there? Yeah, that was on this. Okay, that's true. Wow, we've been off for a while. But okay, when you were here, that was last month.
Yeah.
200.
242 to be
And
precise.
here we are at
348.
1,348 subscribers. Who say miracle did tire Jesus? Well, it's all down to the God factor, like she said, as well as her drive to add value to herself. Congratulations on your
Thank you
success,
very much.
and I wish you even more in the days to come.
Amen.
Well,
Amen.
that is where we draw a curtain on this edition of the Youth Hub here on Go Uni Radio 106.9 FM. To our dear streamers, hope you enjoyed yourself, and we apologize the website is down at the moment. We'll be back up very shortly. Well, it has been another interesting and eye-opening one, and wherever you are listening to us from, I wish you all the success you can get, and I hope even more than attaining the success, you are able to sustain it. It's Nemeka Madokolam here on Goini Radio 106.9 FM. Thank you for joining us, and until we come your way next time, goodbye and God bless.